Hey guys, Terry here. Just thought I'd kind of let you know what's going on, give you the latest updates on everything. As most of you know, I just got out of the hospital. I think a week before last. Was there 43 days. I should have been there 30 days, but I took some pretty potent chemo, and I think I told you it was a pretty bright orange chemo. And even the nurses had never seen it. They came in taking pictures of it, but it was heavy duty stuff. And so I was supposed to be for 30 days, but the chemo worked so well that it just knocked my bone marrow out. All my blood counts were on the bottom. White blood cells were zero. I was getting transfusions every other day, platelets every 3 days, heavy on the antibiotics and things, antiviral things, because of I had no immune system. Actually, my bone marrow was not producing anything. It was dead. It was just sitting there. And they wanted to come back naturally. They say that's the best way, but it just didn't come back. So I probably laid there a week, 10 days. And then finally, since it didn't come back, they give me some shots in the stomach that's called, it's like Neupogen. I've had Neupogen before when I had my stem cell transplant 20 years ago, but it wakes the bone marrow up, kind of jump starts. They don't like using that because it jump starts your bone marrow and get your cells producing again, but also there's a threat of producing the bad cells along with it. So, but anyway, that's good. Everything went in remission. I feel great. I felt great the whole time. I mean, since I was diagnosed with leukemia over a year ago, I haven't felt bad. My legs are a little weak, but I think that's just being in the hospital for 43 days. But so I did that for 43 days. I've been out, nearly 2 weeks, not quite, but I'm going back to Harris Monday for a week. And then I'll get 5 days there and get some more chemo. And you know, I've been in the hospital. After that, I would have been in the hospital this last year, nearly 80 days, 78 I think, but nearly 80 days in the hospital. I've had 2 rounds of chemo a year ago, and then this one, and then all between those periods, I was doing outpatient chemo, lightweight stuff again, just try to keep this stuff in remission. And that's why my next stop, I'm trying my best to get to Dallas to UT Southwestern to get a bone marrow transplant, and they're working on that. That should happen. I just got to get some approvals through the VA, but that should happen. So I think that'll happen in about, hopefully I can get there in 2 or 3 weeks. And then of course that's going to be at least 30 days in the hospital again. I'm not sure if it's chemos. As long as my cancer's in remission, I probably won't have to do chemo in Dallas, but they'll do the bone marrow transplant. And you know, I don't want to be morbid, but I'm a realist. You know, I have all the hope, and you know I have tremendous faith in my God. I know that. But I'm a realist too, and you just have to look at statistics for a 70-year-old person, which I don't look like I'm 70, and I don't feel 70, and I'm a pretty healthy 70-year-old. But you know, the chances of me pulling through this are 50%. That's just reality. So you know, but that doesn't bother me. Like I told the doctor, if I don't do it, what's my chances? He goes 0. So you know, and years ago, or this last year, I thought, I'm not going to go through all this bone marrow transplant. It's a terrible procedure. It's hard on you. You're sick. You get infections, because when you take somebody else's bone marrow, it's a transplant, organ transplant. Your body is going to try its best to fight it off like it's supposed to. So I'll be taking some heavy-duty anti-rejection medication and things. And the big thing is, it's not the cancer or whatever it is that kills you, or causes your death. It's the infections. I mean, because your body's pretty much shot. But you know, but I've come through all this stuff. I came through my stem cell transplant back in what was it, 04, 05, and you know, and back then, you know, 3 to 5 years. That's what statistics said. Those were facts. That was over 20 years ago, and I beat that. I've handled all my chemo well. I've handled all my treatments well. I come through them with flying colors. So why shouldn't I be able to get through this next step in my life. Now, one of the problems I'm having is when they say there's a 50-50 chance, your odds are 50-50, I'm having a hard time not looking at the negative 50%. I'm trying my best to look at the good 50%. Hey, there's a 50% chance I'm gonna get over this. Not, well, there's a 50% chance I'm not gonna make it. But I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing all right with it. And another thing is, if you think about it, y'all know my faith. I post about it enough, and I do believe, with God on my side, I'm okay. Because the way I look at it, God is my creator. He's my father. My father. He's my creator. And as a Christian, we know that he loves us. I mean, he loves us so much that he sent Jesus to the cross. So that's how much he loves me. And I know he wants the best for me. I also know that his will is going to be done. I know we've all heard that, Lord willing, if God's will, this or that. But that's so important in my fight with this cancer, because here's what I think I can do. And this is amazing. I just figured this out lately. Knowing that God's will is going to be done, I can let go. Just let go. Let God handle this. And he will. But, I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. I've joked before, because I remember years ago when I asked Dr. Mandel how much time I had when I got diagnosed with multiple myeloma. He said, I don't know. You could get run over by a truck going home. And see, that's the way I look at it. So I'm okay with whatever happens. But it's amazing when I think about that, when God's will be done. I know that it's going to be done. I can't, whatever I do, his will is going to be done. So I need to focus on the plus 50. And I think with God on my side, it probably raises them up to 60%. The odds ought to be better. But I'm okay with whatever happens. I'm in a good place in life. I'm in a safe place in life. Another thing I think about when I pray to God, I pray that I'm thankful for his patience with me, because all the years I was away from the church and didn't even include him in my life, even though he was there, something could have happened to me and my fate would have been sealed. My soul would have been lost. But he had patience with me until I got back to the church and got involved with God and trying to please him and keep him first in my life. I have my priorities straight. So, and this kind of stuff I'm going through will sure get you close to God. So, and the other thing that I pray that I'm thankful for is the peace of mind that I have, because I have tremendous peace of mind in this thing. And that's because of what I know, or how I know God's will is going to be done. That helps me with my peace. I don't lose any sleep. I don't think about it all the time. It's just, the only thing that I've noticed lately, right now in my life, I have a numb feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like I just sit sometimes thinking, because there's just so much going on, that I'm just kind of numb to everything. When he said, let's go back to the hospital for 5 days, I said, I'm ready. I can handle that with my eyes closed. So, but it's a funny thing. I know that I've got to go through all this stuff. And it's funny that you're excited and you want to get to Dallas to do the bone marrow transplant, knowing the odds, knowing how sick you're going to be. But, and it's a long drawn out thing. It's about a 100-day process. Once you get out of the hospital, after 30 days, I may have to go back to Dallas 2 or 3 days a week. And that might be for up to 100 days, or about probably 60 days. I may cut it down some, and then after that, you got the rest of this year will probably be me just recouping from this. And that's why it was important. I want to thank all of y'all that, I put that my GoFundMe page up, and that thing, within 2 weeks, I'd raised my goal. And my goal was $36,000, and the way I figured that was, in 24, I didn't work. I couldn't work in 24 either. And I sold a lot of my stuff, sold my man toys, all that stuff. But I got through the 24. But then this year, knowing how long I was going to be without it, I won't be able to work the rest of this year. So That's where I come up with $36,000 just to help me through the year. I'm getting Social Security and things, but that's going to take one worry, because that was my biggest worry. All this cancer treatment, I could deal with it, but getting through a place to live and just paying my bills and things, that was the biggest. That was my biggest fear and my biggest worry in life. But again, I know God's going to take care of me, and that thing, we'd hit the goal in about, I think, 2 weeks, 36,000. And you don't realize how many friends you have until something like this happens in your life. And I thank all of y'all. Man, y'all just stepped right up. And I heard from people that donated that I haven't seen in years. Childhood friends. My church was a huge help. It's just a joke. A friend of mine goes to the Baptist church. I go to Church of Christ up here. And we're always kidding about going to Church of Christ. We get to the restaurants an hour before the Baptist. But I'm going to have to be a little more nicer to my Baptist friends, because I got a check from a Baptist church to help me. I got checks from a few churches and groups, and my church really helped me a lot. But just people stepped up. And it didn't matter if it's $25 or what. Every little penny helped. But I thank you for that. That's going to get me through this year, and I don't have to worry about that. I just got to worry about getting through these treatments. And I was fixing to say I'll get through them. Yes, I will get through them. I plan on coming out on the other side, and with God's help, Lord willing, as we should say. But anyway, I am in a little bit of a funk, but it's not bad, because I'm an upbeat person, and I'll get through it. But I'm just kind of numb to the whole thing, because this has been going on over a year now, going through all these treatments. They know me well up there on the 7th floor at Harris, and I know them well. And I was getting a little testy last time, because at 43 days, you kind of want to go to the house. So, but I'll see them again Monday, and I'll apologize to all of them. I wasn't that bad, but just getting a little testy, I think, because they love me up there, and I love them. I love all y'all, and I appreciate y'all's support and thinking about me. And more than anything, I need your prayers to get through all this, and that helps a big bunch. So that's all I got for you. Hope elevated. I got lots of hope. I just got lots of hope. Thank you, Jesus, for going to the cross for our sins, and there's so much hope that comes from that. And it's amazing. It's an experience, I'll tell you. It's an experience. So, but thank y'all for listening to me. This has been 13 minutes. So thank you for hanging in there with me. I love you all. See you next time.